Progress.
Yes, sir. All right. Very good afternoon to my dear students. Can't we have the students? Yeah, the chat box is here. Fine. Sir, is my screen visible? Because I can't see my screen here.
Yes, ma'am, it is visible.
I won't be able to scroll because it is not visible to me, sir. Have you paused my screening sharing? Are you sure? Can I share it again, sir? Because I'm not able to see and scroll. Okay. Okay. Now it is visible to me. Okay. Very good afternoon, my dear students. And today, I'm CA Sakshi Vinayak Kapoor. Today, we are going to start with a very, very easy and ICAI's favorite topic, that is chapter number 6, audit documentation. All right. So, since this is my first class with you, dear children, I want to give you some little tips regarding audit paper. Please see that you take down notes. Take down notes means you will be soon getting my notes, and you will see that it is my own handwritten notes. So I recommend the same, that you should also make your own notes in your own handwriting. Okay, so this is a promise I want from all of you, that you should make your notes in your own handwriting, because once you write in your own writing, you are able to learn and retain it for a longer period of time. So you have to make sure that you make notes in your own handwriting, no matter whatever notes, printed forms or handwritten forms you are getting from the institute, but still you should be having your own handwritten notes, because it enables you to retain things better. So this is what I want to tell you first, that you take down notes. Second, writing habit will be developed only once you start taking notes, because audit is all about you understand things, but what is the great challenge you face during the exam is you're not able to initiate writing, or write what have you to write, what not to write, how to end the answer, how to start with the answer. This is the tough decision there which you face there during the exam. So this will inculcate, your writing habit will inculcate this tendency to write fluently in the exam. Then you'll have the idea of how much you have to write. Sometimes you just keep writing unnecessarily things. You have to be very to the point answering the questions. Okay, because ICAI doesn't want any nonsense to be written there. Okay, you just have to write to the point answers very briefly and to the point. Okay, then secondly, what I would like you to say, that you make sure that whatever is done in the class, you revise that on the same day, because it is actually proven that once you revise it within 24 hours, you're able to retain it better, you're able to remember things better. And then after 2 3 days, just turn on the pages and just revise whatever you have done, because if you will not revise and you will sit for the day before the examination, everything is going to vanish. So please make sure whatever is done in the class, you revise it on that very day itself. All right. Okay. Now I'll start this topic with a little example. Suppose, go back to your school days. Okay. Your teacher asked you to do a homework. Next day, when teacher turns up to the class, she asks, how many of you have done the homework? Randomly, you all say, or teacher asks, have you done the homework? Randomly, you all will say, yes, ma'am. Okay. Then teacher randomly calls out two children, A and B. She calls them to her chair and she says, she asks them, okay, show me your notebook. What have you done? A says, Ma'am, I did not write anything. I just did it verbally. Okay? Okay, you did it verbally. All right. B, did you do the work? A and B. She called two students, A and B. B, have you done the work? B said, yes, ma'am. See my notebook. Here is the work. Okay. Now, quickly, I want the response from you all. Which student will be more successful in convincing the teacher that the homework was actually done? Come on. Who's going to answer? Come on, the chat box is here. Children, please just answer the question, because uh, audit, it just can't be a one-way communication. You have to be interactive in class. You have to ask your queries. Okay. Priyanshi, will you answer? Priyanshi, will you answer me? Just unmute yourself or just write in the chat box whatever your answer is, Priyanshi. B will be more convincing, isn't it? B will be more convincing. Why? Because the work is done in the notebook, isn't it? You can see the work in the notebook done. So similarly, teacher will say, if you haven't done the homework in the notebook, that doesn't mean you haven't done the homework. Now no matter you try to convince her, yes, ma'am, I did it, but it is not in writing, it is verbally. I did it verbally, I did it orally. So the teacher will say, I don't trust you. Okay. In the same manner, my dear children, if the work is not documented, work is not in a written form, we assume that work is not done. So here is the beginning of our chapter, audit documentation. Audit documentation simply says work not documented is work not done. Audit says that if you haven't written anything, you haven't documented anything, it means it is not done. As simple as that. Okay. So there is a dedicated essay, that is essay 230, which governs this entire chapter, that is audit documentation. So you have to remember essay 230. Okay. All right. Now this is one of the favorite topics of ICAI. Why? Number one, it is very easy also. Why? Because it's a very small chapter. It deals with the conceptual logic of why should the work be documented. Why is the auditor need to document his work? Okay. Secondly, it is very scoring. It is very scoring. Why? Because it is to the point. You know it or you don't know it. You just can't beat about the bush there. Okay. And it will definitely be there in the exam for 4 to 6 marks. You can't avoid this chapter, because there is a play of 59 and 60. 4 marks, 4 to 6 marks is for sure from this chapter. If it is 6 marks, no wonders. Okay, so definitely you will get a topic or question from this topic in the exam, which will be very scoring. And if you know the answer, it is a straightforward answer and you are done with it. Okay, so let's begin with this chapter, audit documentation. We will also call it essay 230, because the heading of essay 230 is audit documentation. All right, children. So are you all ready? In my class, you don't have to do anything. Don't worry. Just breathe in, breathe out, sit back and relax. We will start the chapter. Okay. Now it is said, what is audit documentation? Say, audit documentation is nothing but a written work of what auditor is performing the audit work. Whatever audit he is undertaking, he is just writing, making points, checklist and everything. Okay, so that is nothing but audit documentation. Now the essay say, whose responsibility is to maintain audit documentation? It is the auditor's responsibility to maintain audit documentation. These documentation are also known as working papers or work papers. All right. Now you all repeat. No matter whatever people are saying at home, don't worry, just say, speak loud, because once you speak loud, you try to learn, you try to retain. Okay, come on, repeat with me. What are audit documentation? Children, we are not just studying the chapter, we'll be also learning it together. Okay, with the explanation, I'll be making you learn the topic here itself in the class. Okay, all of you are ready with me to learn the topic? We'll finish the topic here today itself so that you can revise. Okay, so audit documentation is the responsibility of number one, auditor. What are they also known as? They're also known as working papers or work papers. Simple MCQ. Whose responsibility is to prepare audit documentation? Option A, auditor. Option B, client. Option C, management. Option D, engagement team. You know the answer. Auditor's responsibility. If it comes auditor along with engagement team, then it is correct. But if the auditor option is there, you have to mark as auditor. All right, children? Okay. Now, they say audit documentation refers to what? It refers to records. Records. You understand? Records of what? Audit procedures performed. What are audit procedures? Can anyone tell me what are audit procedures? Come on, children. Audit procedures. Who will tell me what are audit procedures? Essay 520 analytical procedures. Have you done it? Okay. Audit procedures ICAIORR. ICAI, we just can't forget it. I stands for inspection. C, confirmation. A, analytical procedures. I, inquiry. O, observation. Recalculation, reperformance. Audit procedures. Have you done audit procedures, children? Okay. All right. So, audit procedures performed. This is a record of the audit procedures performed. Then, audit evidences obtained. Audit evidences obtained. Dedicated essay, essay 500, audit evidence. Okay, what could be evidences? Come on. It could be management representation. It could be external confirmation. It could be debtors confirmation, creditors confirmation. All these are evidences obtained. Okay. So audit evidences obtained and conclusion reached by the auditor. And where is the conclusion reached discussed in auditing? The 700 series, isn't it? Because there, whatever conclusion the auditor has reached, he writes his opinion in the form of a audit report, isn't it? All right. So, three things we have to remember. What? Audit documentation is a record of AP, performed audit procedures, performed. AE, obtained audit evidence, obtained. C, reached, conclusion reached by the auditor. All right, children? Okay. Now there comes a question. Nature and objective. It is nothing but the one and the same thing. Nature and objectives of audit documentation or objective of auditor, it is nothing but one and the same thing. Okay, so it could be asked either in the form of objective or nature. You should be knowing both are same. Okay, now what is the objective of the overall preparation of audit documentation? Why is it ever needed? The purpose of audit documentation, is that it provides evidence. What kind of evidence? Evidence, one, that the audit was planned and performed in accordance with essays and other legal and regulatory requirements. Number one. Then it provides an evidence for the conclusion made by the auditor that the overall objective is achieved. Now, what is the overall objective? The overall objective of auditor, essay 200, who's going to tell me? Who's going to tell me essay 200? overall objective of the auditor is to obtain reasonable assurance that the financial statements are free from material misstatement, either due to fraud or error, and thereby enabling auditor to express an opinion whether the financial statements prepared by the management is in accordance with applicable financial reporting framework, and to report the findings thereon in accordance with the essays. Isn't it, children? This is the overall objective. So the objective of preparing this audit documentation are two. One is to satisfy us and the other is to satisfy others. Satisfy us that the overall objective is obtained. Satisfy others that the audit is planned and performed in accordance with SA and other legal and regulatory requirements. Will you remember this? The objectives are for two people. One, to satisfy us, to provide an evidence for us and to provide an evidence for others. Others that we are telling, okay, you see, that audit was planned and performed in accordance with SA and other legal and regulatory requirements, and satisfying us that we have achieved our overall objective. Okay? All right. Now, coming to the purpose of audit documentation. What is the purpose of audit documentation? Now, ma'am, this is the confusion, isn't it? Objective, nature, purpose, all are sounding same. Yes, there is a difference, children. When it is asked, primary objective is, then you will write those two. Evidence to provide, conclusion, so that overall objective is achieved, and evidence to provide that audit was planned and performed as per the SA and other legal regulatory requirements. But when it is asked secondary objective, what is the purpose of audit documentation? Specifically, this is secondary objective. That is primary objective. Okay, so you have to answer as per the marking scheme. If it is asked purpose, hardcore the purpose question will come, and it is important for your exams. Okay, so mark it as important, the purpose of audit documentation. Now, what is the purpose of audit documentation? It's a very easy way to learn these and remember these. See, it says assisting the engagement team to plan and perform, assisting the engagement team to direct and supervise, enabling the engagement team to be accountable. So the first 3 points are dealing with only engagement team. So it is easy to remember. First 3 points are just helping engagement team. What are they helping for? Planning and performing, direction and supervision, and accountability. If you write something, you do something, and then you come and say it is not that way, then who is going to ask you? See, you have written this, means you are accountable. Accountable means answerable. You are answerable for the work you have done. Whatever you have written, if you have written 2 plus 2 is equal to 5, it is you who have written, na, 2 plus 2 is equal to 5. So you have to be accountable for that. Okay. Then planning and performing. Achha, how do you plan? You write, you make a timetable, isn't it? 4 to 5 studying this, 5 to 6 studying this. So you are also documenting things. You are planning and you are performing as per it. Isn't it, children? So it enables the engagement team. What is an engagement team, by the way? The engagement team is a team which is helping the auditor to perform that audit, isn't it? For example, articles, paid staff, paid CA working in that firm. So all these people, 4 to 5 people who are performing that audit, or could be more, is called engagement team. The people working together for a specific assignment, for a specific audit, is called engagement team. All right, children. So it assists the engagement team to plan and perform, to direct and supervise, and to be accountable. Okay. Then two points, the last 2 points deal with controls and external inspection. Okay, controls and external inspection. Controls and review and inspection. If you will document something, it will be easy to review things. Since you have written, see, suppose you have thought that you will study 5 to 6 audit, okay, and you do not do that. If you haven't written anything, what are you going to study? Can you review things? Okay, how are we reviewing? What was this timetable all about? What did I even think of? So you write, I have to take down these notes, I have to study this chapter, I have to solve this problem. You are just writing down points. That is nothing, children, but documentation. So is it helping you to control? How do you control yourself? You review your work. Okay, this was the time I allotted to study accounts. Did I study accounts? This is also a control, isn't it? Are you getting it, children? This is also a control that you are exercising onto yourself. So it enables them to controlled review and inspection. If some external party comes for inspection, if CAG has asking for inspection, the work documented is there. If somebody is asking, I'll inspect your work. So you have in writing, see, this is the work I have done. Check whatever you want to check. Isn't it, children? So the first 3 points are regarding the engagement team. The last 2 points are regarding control and inspection. And the middle point is regarding a record, to retain a record of matters of continuing significance to future audits. Means whenever in future you require some kind of information, you can flip back to those pages, those documentation, and see, acha, I did it this way. For example, there is some kind of fixed assets. Okay. Now, you are just tell me this thing, that depreciation, is it a matter of just professional judgment and your reasonableness? Depreciation, isn't it? You're providing, suppose a company is providing depreciation on some large fixed assets of it. Okay, now you are to check whether the depreciation provided is correct or not. What are you going to see to it? You are going to see the market data, you're going to see the industry standard, you're going to see the company's past estimates also, no? How it had been following depreciation in the past. So, and then it is a matter of professional judgment. Okay, then the auditor will come to a conclusion, okay, this is the correct way of calculating depreciation, and he will note it down, the reasons as to why and how have they concluded that this is the correct amount of depreciation. Okay, so what is it? And in future, suppose it comes, oh, how come this is the value of the asset now? What was the depreciation provided? You can go back to your documentation and see, okay, this was the amount of depreciation and this is how we came to this amount. Okay, so what is it doing? It is helping you to see things when it comes in the future. That you see, okay, how did I do this? Let me see my documentation. Oh, this is the reason why I came to this conclusion. There is a foreign exchange transaction. It is a kind of complex transactions, you can say. Sometimes it is a company is dealing with foreign exchange transaction. You understand foreign exchange transactions where two currencies are involved. It is a little complex kind of transaction of valuing such, because every day or every moment these fluctuations come in the foreign exchange. So now one particular moment when the auditors saw the value, it was suppose X rate. The other moment it is Y rate, but he has recorded it at X rate. Now when coming back in future, somebody can question him, how come you are valuing this at this rate? Saying, okay, let me check. Now he gets back to his documentation saying, okay, at this date, at this time, this was the foreign exchange rate. That is why I have valued it like this. Is it clear, children? All right. So there it is that it can be used in future. All right. Now coming to form, content, and extent of audit documentation, one of the important points for your exams. Okay. It is simply saying how should be our audit documentation. How should it be? What should it convey? Okay, it should be such so as to enable an experienced auditor. Now, ma'am, who is an experienced auditor? An experienced auditor is any individual who is either internal or external to the firm and who has a practical audit experience and reasonable understanding of what? Of audit procedures, standards on auditing, applicable regulatory and legal requirements, business environments idea. He's able to understand in which environment is the business operating and auditing and financial issues reporting relevant to that entity. Auditing and assurance, auditing and financial reporting means, suppose in insurance industry, it is having its another set of format, isn't it? So, or banking sector, it is having its another set of format. So, whether that applicable financial reporting framework is applicable to that or not. So, he has that reasonable understanding. So, who's a practical auditor? Experienced auditor? Experienced auditor is one who has a practical experience and reasonable understanding of the audit procedures, applicable standards and legal and regulatory requirements, business environment in which the entity is operating, auditing and financial reporting issues relevant to that entity. If he has this kind of reasonable understanding, he is known to be an experienced auditor. All right. So they say that it should enable a experienced auditor having no prior connection with the entity to understand what the nature, timing, and extent of audit procedures. Now, this nature, timing, and extent, you will find it all over the audit. What is nature, timing, and extent? The nature of audit procedure. What are audit procedures? Let us quickly revise. ICAI, inspection, analytical procedures, confirmation, inquiry. What happened, children? Are you able to recall things? Observation, recalculation, reperformance. So this is all nature. What kind of audit procedures was performed? The timing. When was it performed? The extent. To what extent was it performed? Okay, so the nature, timing, and extent of audit procedures, the results of audit procedure. What results come out of that? When you recalculated something, was it correct? Was it not correct? What was the result of audit procedure? Isn't it? Observation, you were observing the stocks of the company. Some observation, if a physical stock is, just little less than what it is shown. So that is the result of audit procedures. Okay. Audit evidence is obtained. What evidence did you obtain out of it? You had some doubt in the confirmation. You had some doubt in the figure of debtor. Immediately you sent a confirmation. You asked for a confirmation from debtor. And that confirmation, when it came, it was a mismatch. So that is the evidence obtained. Audit evidence obtained. Then significant matters arising during the audit. What are significant matters, children? Significant matters are those matters which come to light. Which come to light means which come into existence during audit or an auditor is observing them, which may influence the opinion or report of the auditor. That is called a significant matter. So what is a significant matter? A significant matter is something, some kind of issue, some kind of transaction, some kind of matter which comes to the light to the auditor during the audit, which might influence, might change the report, the opinion of the auditor. Till now, he was like, everything is true and fair, all okay, okay. But then, oh, I'm unable to obtain this kind of information. Should I give a disclaimer? Opinion changed, isn't it? Or he's giving a adverse report, not true and fair. Disclaimer. When do you give a disclaimer? When you are unable to obtain, isn't it? Sufficient and appropriate audit evidences. What kind of audit evidence should an auditor obtain? Sufficient and appropriate. Sufficient means quantum wise. It is sufficient in quantity that, okay, out of 10, 7 debtors have confirmed, it is appropriate, it is sufficient. appropriate, relevant to that particular transaction. So, significant matters are matters which might influence, which might change the opinion of the auditor regarding the entity or the audit which he is conducting. All right. So, they say significant matters arising during audit, conclusion reached thereon, and significant professional judgment made for such conclusion. Suppose some significant matter come into light during the audit. Now the auditor is like, oh, what has to be done with this? Okay, this significant, it will require his professional judgment. What is professional judgment? He is using his competence, he is using his own knowledge and intellect to come to a conclusion. No, no, no. Materially, it should be like this. So, whatever it is, significant matter, conclusion reached, and professional judgment made for such kind of a conclusion. All these have to be documented, children. Okay. Now, ma'am, should the nature, timing, and extent of audit procedures be also documented? Nature, what audit procedure? Time, when was it performed? Extent, to what extent was it performed? Ma'am, should this be also be documented? Yes, yes, yes. It is also be documenting. You have to document the nature, timing, and extent of audit procedure. What audit procedure? You performed observation, you performed inspection, you performed inquiry, you performed observation, you performed confirmation, you performed recalculation, you performed reperformance. Whatever you are performing, you have to write down. When did you perform this? Which date? When? Okay, the time, extent, how much did you perform it? Did you take the sample testing or you did 100% checking? Extent of audit procedures. Okay, so this is what they are saying. You have to document the nature, timing, and extent of the audit procedures also. And in documenting that, what has the auditor to do? The auditor shall record the characteristics of such audit procedures performed. What was the characteristics? What was the nature of that specific transaction? What was that item all about? This was the transaction. Okay. Who performed that audit? Who performed it? Who performed that procedure? Okay, Mr. X from my team did that recalculation. Mr. Y did that inquiry. Okay, who performed that procedure? Then date of completion. When was that completed? Suppose some kind of debtor's confirmation is sent today. It is being received 10 days after. So it was completed 10 days after. The exact date, when was it completed? Who performed the date of completion? Then is the completion okay? Is the performance just enough? No, somebody has to review it also. This was to be done. Is it done or not? Somebody has to review it also. Who reviewed? Mr. Z from my team. He reviewed. When did he review? He reviewed on 7th of this month. To what extent did he review? Did he check all the confirmations? No, 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 no. He just reviewed. Again, mind my words. Reviewed. He just reviewed few of the confirmations and he was satisfied with it. All right, children. So, in documenting the nature, timing, and extent of audit procedure, the auditor will record the characteristics, the date, who performed such audit, date of completion, who reviewed, date and extent to which it is reviewed. Will it be easy for you to remember? Will it be easy for you to remember? Characteristics, who performed, date of completion, who reviewed, date and extent. Okay, all right. Can we proceed? Okay. Now it says the auditor shall also document significant matters. Significant matters, I've already told you, something which comes to the light of the auditor during audit and which can influence or change the opinion of the auditor. Now, He has to discuss these significant matters. If something comes, what will he do? He will just go back to his home. He will think about it the entire day, the entire night. He will not go off to sleep. He's so tense. No, no, that will not make any change. He has to discuss. What? Discuss. Repeat with me. He has to discuss these significant matters. With whom? With the management, the one running the company. Management. TCWG. Who's TCWG? Those charged with governance. Children, please do not write TCWG in the examination. Write full form. It is for us to revise better TCWG. Every time I say those charged with governance, those charged with governance. So I'm using it TCWG, but please, I request you all, do not use this TCWG. Write those charged with governance. Okay. So the auditor shall document. He will discuss these matters and he will also document this discussion with TCWG and others. And what he is going to, not the discussion, you're discussing. It is just that you are discussing your next birthday party with your parents and you're also writing. What are you saying? Mama, I'm writing, I'm noting down whatever you are saying. You will call this friend, this is the venue, this is the menu, I'm writing. Now, there you changed from your statement. It is exactly the same. Okay, so the auditor is also documenting the discussion. He is documenting the discussion. He's writing, okay, see, manager, see TCWG, see those CEO, CFO, whatever it is. See, this is the nature of significant matter. This is some kind of litigation which might take place in future, and I need to highlight this in my report. I will be emphasizing it as EOM. I will be writing it in my EOM. EOM is what? Emphasis on other matter paragraph. Okay. So see, this is the significant matter I've come across. And why do we write this in EOM? Because we want the users of financial statements to know about it. That this kind of thing may happen in future or something which has already happened. How will the users of the financial statement, how will the shareholders get to know? They will only get to know through our audit report. They trust us to that extent. What do you think users of financial statement trusting? Do they know the people in the company working? No, they do not know. They are just trusting our signature there, our stamp there. Okay, it is just audited by a CA. It should be true and fair. Okay, true and fair, not true and correct. I hope you know the difference between the two. Absolute assurance and reasonable assurance. All right. So it says the auditor shall discuss, and while discussing, he's also writing. See, this was a significant matter. Okay. And he also has to document when was the discussion taking place. It was taking place on this date at this time. With whom was the discussion taking place? Now, management comprised of so many people. TCWG is comprised of so many people. Okay, the CEO, Mr. A. So this discussion was happening with Mr. A on 8th of this month during this time, and this was the matter that I was discussing, and we have come to this conclusion. Are you getting, children? Okay, is it now clear? So the auditor shall also document these discussions of significant matter, writing the nature of significant matter. When was this discussion taking place? With whom was the discussion taking place? So three things. What, when, whom. What was the significant matter regarding which the discussion took place? When did the discussion take place? With whom did the discussion take place? Okay. And if the auditor identified some kind of information that is inconsistent with the auditor's final conclusion, auditor is saying, I have come to this conclusion. Management is saying, no, it is like this. He has identified something and he is not very convinced with it. So, regarding this significant matter, what will he do? He is going to document this, and he will also document how is he going to address the same. Address the same means tell the same to the users of financial statement. Okay, I will tell it in my report. Where in my report? Which para will I take to? Which para? Emphasis on matter para, that I need to tell the users of financial statement that this is the matter which is taking place, and I need to emphasize, I need to let the users of financial statements know about it. So he is going to write what? He shall document also that how is he going to address this inconsistency. For example, when you go for bank audits, you have to report one in the form audit report, one in the auditor's main report. Now, there is something which comes to your knowledge. It is your discretion where to report it, in the long form audit report or in the main audit report. Now, the auditor will write also documenting where and how is he going to address the same, address the matter, bring the matter to the light, let the financial users know about it. So what is he going to write? First, what, when, with whom the discussion took place regarding the significant matter. And again, if there is some inconsistency, he is also going to document how is he going to address that inconsistency. All right, children? Okay. Then comes one again important topic regarding form, content, and extent of audit documentation depends on, means it is nothing but the factors due to which the form, content, and extent of documentation is affected. Now, how much to document, what to document, to what extent to document will depend upon these factors. You understanding? Are you getting the question clear, children? This is nothing but the factors affecting how much to document, to what extent to document. Okay, so they say size and complexity of the entity. Definitely, if the size of the entity is small, will a matter be of that very significance? Materiality will be set, isn't it? Do you know the concept of materiality? Depending upon the size of the entity, isn't it? Suppose there is a small departmental store next to your shop who has a turnover of, say, just uh, 10,000 rupees in a month. Okay, small store, 10,000 rupees in a month, or say 20,000 rupees in a month. Now, there, when you go to audit, he's undertaking voluntary audit, that may my account be clear, be neat and clean, it should be flawless. So you're going for audit and you find a mistake of, say, rupees 5, rupees 6 rupees. Is it material? Is it material? But suppose you find an item or transaction which is worth rupees 7,000 or 6,000 or 5,000. Is it material? Yes, for that store, it is material. Isn't it? So materiality depends upon the size of the business. To what extent will the important, or the transaction, the volume of the transaction will be important for it. Okay. So similarly, they say the size and complexity of the entity, whether it is MNC, whether it is a local company, what is the size? The documentation will depend upon that. Suppose it's a huge company, more documentation required. Small company, less documentation. Small entity, less documentation, isn't it? Nature of audit procedures. What are the audit procedure? If you have performed more audit procedure, more documentation. Less audit procedures, less documentation. Okay. Then risk of material misstatement. You tell me, if the risk of material misstatement is more, what will the documentation be like? More only. There's more risk. You need to document more than, oh, this is also inconsistent. That is also there. There is also a risk. More documentation. But less risk of material misstatement, less documentation. Okay. Then significance of audit evidence. Is the audit evidence very important? Is it of a vital nature? Yes. More documentation. Okay. Need of document and conclusion. It is also known as significance of conclusion. Is the conclusion very, very important? More documentation. It is okay. It is, if it is not if it will not affect the users of financial statements, even less documentation or even not documenting it also will do. Fine. Okay. Then methodology, the tools, the technology which is used. Auditing around the computer, auditing through the computer. What what are you using? What kind of method or tools you are using? Okay, so depending upon all these things, your documentation will depend. Less homework, less writing, more homework, more writing. Okay, so similarly, all right. Then come to examples of audit documentation. What does all audit documentation include? This could be asked in a form of MCQ. So you need to know what all should an audit documentation include, and also what an audit documentation should not include. There's also a list given by Institute for the same. Okay. Now, children, I request you all that all the queries we will be taking up during the last half an hour of our session. Just focus on whatever we are studying. I'm sure most of the query will be resolved during the session only. So we will, let's just complete with the topic once, and then at the end we can take all the queries. That will help us to even revise the things better. All right. Okay. So audit documentation, it includes audit program. What is an audit program? It could be a sales program. It could be a purchase program, just a program, how things are going to happen. Analysis. Analysis. What kind of analysis could be there? There could be provision for doubtful debts. There could be aging analysis, debtors, age-wise. That is all analysis part. Then issues memoranda. What is memoranda? It is nothing but a plural form of memorandum. And what is a memorandum? It is an official letter which is used for internal communication. One department sending another department a communication. Okay. Stores department, stores in charge sending list to the purchase head. Okay. That this is the thing that we want. So it is nothing but memorandum. Issuing memorandum, internally communication within the entity. So that is called memorandum. So that is included in the audit documentation. Summary of significant matters. What are summary of significant matter? Whatever significant matters the author has come across, a little summary of that. Okay. Then letter of confirmation. You are receiving some kind of confirmation from debtor, from creditor, from external party, SA 505, remember. Okay. So that representation will form a part of your documentation. That yes, you have received this. Okay. Then checklist. You are preparing a checklist. This is to be done. This is to be done. See, this confirmation is to be received. You have to question or inquire this purchase manager regarding this. You have to talk to the management regarding this. You have to check. You have to take sample of these very stock. You have to check this. You have to do the entire checklist. And correspondence. Correspondence concerning significant matter. Correspondings are nothing but the mails or whatever kind of communication or letter you are receiving for the same. All right. So what will all it include? It will include the audit program, analysis, memoranda, summary of significant matters, letter of communication, checklist, and correspondence. Okay. Now it says these are the things which should be included in audit documentation. Okay. Now they say what are the things which should be excluded? What should be excluded? What should be excluded? They say superseded drafts. What do you mean by superseded draft? See, simply remember three things that will be excluded. Now, what will be excluded? They say three things will be excluded. Number one, something which is wrong. Okay. Number two, something which is short, means it is incomplete. Or third, something which is overdone. These three things will be included. This is the way you should be learning or remembering things. What did I say? Three things should be excluded. Something which is wrong, something which is short, incomplete, something which is in excess. Because all these three are not good. Wrong, not acceptable. Something which is incomplete, short, because something which is excess of everything is bad. Okay, so this is how you're going to remember. So it excludes superseded drafts. Now, ma'am, what are superseded drafts? Superseded drafts, children, try to understand it this way. Suppose you have noted down something. Okay, you have just documented something that I have received a confirmation of this debtor on this date, but you have forgotten to write the name of the debtor, or for that case, time or date when did you receive it. Okay, and then again few days after you remember, oh, that documentation is incomplete. So what do? You prepare another draft and you write this debtor, Mr. XYZ, confirmation received, amount this, date this. So everything is complete. So what is this? It is a complete draft now. Now what will you do? When you will place this complete draft, that incomplete draft, you should take it off immediately. Otherwise you will get confused. It is as simple as that. You are filling a form. You just filled your form of ICAI exam and then you took a printout. But you forgot to put a sign there. That printout doesn't have your sign or your photo. So what will you do? You will sign and get it photocopied. And again, you have two copies of the same. One is signed, the other unsigned. So what are you going to do? You're going to throw away that unsigned one, isn't it? Why? Because a fresh, new, complete document with the signature, with the date, with the stamp, everything is there. One, you take the photocopy like this without the sign, the other with the sign. So just immediately remove that incomplete documentation. Why? Because it will unnecessarily create confusion. So similarly, they say that superseded draft which has been replaced by a new draft. Okay, so that is called superseded draft. It should not include that. Then incomplete or preliminary thinking, something you just thought of doing, it will not form part of your audit documentation. You're thinking, keep it in your head. Okay, incomplete, something incomplete. Why incomplete things to be attached? Okay, then document corrected for typographical error. Typographical, there's some kind of error, typing error, or some error, something done wrong, and then you're replacing it. So what are you doing? You're keeping a copy of that wrong statement also, and on top of that, you're keeping a copy of that corrected statement. So uncorrected one, throw it away immediately. Okay, and last, duplicate documents. Duplicacy, once you have put in that document, again you are putting it. So many of you I know must be in a habit of just collecting papers, one document of 4 copies each. One with sign, one without sign, one with date, one without date. You do that, isn't it? So don't do that. Because they say audit documentation should not include these 4 things. 3 things broadly and 4 things in your point. What are those 4 things? One is the superseded drafts. Second, incomplete or preliminary thinking. Second, documented corrected for typographical or other kind of errors. And the last is duplicate. Do not include this. So this you might get in your MCQ. Okay. Suppose a question comes. Audit documentation should not include number A, analysis. Number 2, preliminary thinking documents. Number 3, duplicate documents. Number 4, superseded draft. What will be the answer? Or for the matter, the question is, should include. So the analysis will be included, rest all will not be included. Excluded, vice versa. Okay, it gives you one question, one option from, but you have to be very sure of the points. Superseded drafts. Preliminary or thinking this preliminary documentation or incomplete documentation. Next, documents corrected for typographical errors. And the last is the duplicate documents. Okay, children. So this might come for your MCQ. So you need to see it properly. Then there's a nice chart also prepared for you in this thing. Okay. Then coming to it, timely preparation of audit documentation. Now it says why is audit documentation need to be prepared timely? Okay, one thing I forgot to tell you, but you should be knowing that audit documentation is prepared simultaneously as your work processes. Like you're doing something, document the same. You're doing something, document the same. So if a question like this comes in your exam, when is audit documentation prepared? After completing audit, before completed audit, both before and after, simultaneously? The answer will be Simultaneously, as you do your work, you should be documenting. Likewise, I say, as you study, you should be revising. Okay? Why? Because then you will forget now. Suppose you're doing something. If a question comes to you in a case study form, that auditor did all the audit work, and then after completing the audit, he's starting with a documentation. Is the contention of auditor correct? Why? Because audit documentation is done simultaneously while the performance of audit. Okay. So they say, why is timely preparation of documentation necessary? They say timely preparation of audit documentation is necessary. Why? Because it helps in how? It helps in enhancing the quality of audit. Now, very important two essays dealing with quality of audit are SQC1 and SA 220. I will be taking it with you in the near future. So, for that, just stay relaxed. Just for the while, remember quality of audit. What is SQC1? What is SA 220? Leave it to me. Okay, we'll handle it later. But for the period, just remember it helps in enhancing the quality. How come the quality is enhanced? You are writing, you are aware of what you are doing, you are noting down things. It is like you are knowing, you are doing it diligently, you are doing it purposefully, that yes, you know what you are doing. It is not just you are doing it something in the air. No, it enhances the quality. You have more. The teacher was more convinced with B's notebook, isn't it? Why? Because the work was documented. He was convinced that B has done the homework. A, she wasn't convinced. So documentation enhances the quality. Effective review. Reviewing. When you review, when you recheck your work again, it helps in reviewing the work. Evaluation of evidence and conclusion. You have the evidence. You have written down the evidence obtained. Remember that definition. Audit documentation is a record of audit procedures. AP performed, AE obtained, C reached. Audit procedures performed, audit evidence obtained, conclusion reached. So evaluation of these evidences and conclusion. They say documentation prepared after audit work is likely to be less accurate. Why? You must have forgotten, no, whatever you have done. What procedure did you? Then you just hit and trial basis you're writing. Oh, was confirmation received? No, 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 no. Inspection was done. No, no, inquiry was performed. You are not even sure of what procedure you did. So they are likely to be less accurate. Okay. All right. Now we come to a topic called audit file. Children, are you there with me? Oh, all right. Okay. Making notes of work done at the same time. Priyanshi, what are you trying to ask? Means making notes of one work done at the same time. Okay, children, can we proceed? Can we proceed? Okay, right. I've got the response. Yes, ma'am. Okay, just quickly let me know whatever done till now. Is it clear? Just quickly respond. Whatever done till now, is it clear? Quickly, quickly, quickly. Yes, ma'am. Clear, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Okay, great. Great. I'm happy with the responses. Very, very good. All right. Now, coming to audit file. Now, ma'am, what is audit file? Come on, children. Audit file is nothing. It is just a folder. File, file, my folder, or a storage media. Any storage media. It could be a pen drive also, it could be a hard disk also, whether in a physical or electronic form, whether in physical or electronic form, containing a record that comprises audit documentation for a specific engagement. Now a confusion arises. Ma'am, is there a difference between audit file and audit documentation? Yes, yes, yes. Audit file will, okay. PPT is stuck on audit documentation include. Is it? Okay, let me check. Is it now okay? Are you able to see? Okay, okay, fine. So audit file is a folder or a storage media either in physical or electronic form containing records. So your audit file will contain your audit documentation. Are you now getting? There is a file in which you are keeping your documents. Okay, so do not get confused between audit file and audit documentation. They say it is okay. A question might come in a form of case study that Mr. A CA, is maintaining audit documentation in paper form because he believes that it is mandatory. Is the contention of Mr. A correct? Come on, give me the answer quickly. Is the contention of Mr. A correct? It has to be mandatorily kept in a paper form. No, no. It could be either physical or electronic form. Okay, he can carry the document in a pen drive also. Fine. Okay. So they say, right. Very good. Very, very good. Okay. Physical or electronic form containing records that comprise of audit documentation for a specific engagement. Okay. So that was audit file. Now, a very important question which comes in your exam is assembly of this file. What do you mean by assembly? Compiling. Okay, putting them together, your papers in a file. For example, you get some worksheet from the school, you're keeping it that. Did you used to do you used to prepare some folder for your school? A folder dedicated specifically for some subject. Whatever worksheet you get, you put it in that folder. So just imagine that. Okay, you have an audit file and you're keeping that document. So that document should also be arranged. They have to be compiled properly, arranged properly. So they say all that assembly of audit file needs to be done. Now this needs comes from SQC1. What is SQC1? That quality I told you. So as per SQC1, for the time being, just remember SQC1. Okay, what is SQC1? What is SA 1220? Leave it to me. So as per SQC1, this complete assembly of audit file should not be done after more than 60 days. Means within 60 days, all your compilation, 60 days after the date of auditor's report. Okay, a MCQ might ask 60 days, not more than 60 days after the date of auditor's report, not more than 60 days before the auditor's report. Okay, or any such days numbers they might change. So it is not more than, the assembly should not be done after 60 days after the date of auditor's report. So complete assembly in not more than, should not take more than 60 days after the date of auditor's report. All right, ma'am. Is this much clear, children? Can we proceed? Or do you want to take a break? Come on, quickly reply. Continue or break? Children, I'm not getting your message. Continue. Very good. Very, very good. Continue. Great. Great. These kids. Okay. Dhanush is asking. Dhanush, you're not feeling the lecture interesting? Dhanush, boring. Ma'am, no, ma'am. Okay, okay. Okay, I was joking, Dhanush. Don't take it seriously. All right. So I think should okay, I'll continue a bit and then we'll take a break. All right. So one thing you need to just remember that assembly of audit file is an administrative process. What do you mean by administrative process? Administrative process, you're just doing it, desk job, you are just compiling things. Okay, it does not involve your intellect, it does not involve your recalculation, you're not going to add anything to it, you're not going to take out anything of it. Ma'am, you must be tired continuously speaking. Oh, Priyanshi, so thoughtful. Okay, Priyanshi, let me continue with this topic and then we can take a small break. All right. Okay. Chalo. So, I was telling this assembly of file is an administrative process. You're not adding any value to it. You're just compiling. Okay. So, it is an administrative. Repeat with me. It is an administrative process. Come on, repeat with me. Assembly of audit file is an administrative process and it does not involve performance of new audit procedures or drawing new conclusion. It does not involve two things. What two things? Performing new audit procedure. While compiling, you are saying, acha, acha, okay, let me perform one more audit procedure. No, it is all done. Are you understanding? Your audit is done. Now you're compiling your papers. You just can't go back to performing any procedures. So it is an administrative process which does not involve performance of new audit procedures or drawing new conclusion. Firstly, I draw the conclusion that it is true and fair. Now, while compiling, oh, ho, 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 not true and fair. I cannot comment upon the same. Oh, please. You just cannot change your opinion. Okay. So, assembly is an administrative process. It does not involve two things: performance of new audit procedures and drawing new conclusions. You just cannot do it. Okay. Changes can be done. It may be done. Changes to audit assembly of audit file may be done provided that change is of an administrative nature. Okay, this provided this change is of an administrative nature. All right. And then they say, for how long do you need to retain this audit file? SQC1 says, remember, this is to be retained for minimum 7 years from the date of auditor's report, or in case it is a group auditor report means many auditors are giving an opinion, joint audit. Okay, many auditors are giving opinion on it. So minimum 7 years from the date of that group audit report. Is that clear? Is that clear, children? Is audit file clear? Let us quickly revise audit file. What is audit file? Audit file is any folder or storage media, either in physical or electronic form, containing record that comprise of audit documentation for a specific engagement. Now, assembly of these files as per SQC1. Please do write in your exam as per SQC1. Complete assembly in not more than 60 days after the date of auditor's report, and it is an administrative process which does not involve what two things: performance of new audit procedures and drawing new conclusion. If you want to change it, changes can be made to audit file provided that change is of an administrative nature. And till when have you to retain this audit file? You have to retain this audit file for minimum 7 years from the date of auditor's report, or in case of a group auditor report, minimum 7 years from the date of group auditor's report. Is that clear, children? Come on, quickly tell me, is the topic till here clear? I'm just seeing to this. Priyanshi asked me written documents. Ma'am, please repeat. Written documentation give proof. Priyanshi, Priyanshi, I just missed this. I don't know how. Could you just repeat? What are you asking for me to? What are you asking me to repeat? Yes, Priyanshi. Is it clear, Priyanshi? Now is it clear? You were asking me written documentation. Yes, ma'am, clear. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. We'll take a short break of 10 to 15 minutes. Okay. Is that clear? And we will get back to the remaining topics. All right. All right, welcome back, dear students. So now we are starting after the break. We have done till audit file, assembly of audit file and retention of that audit file. Quickly revising, audit file, records. What is it? Audit file are folders or storage media either in physical or electronic form containing records that comprises of audit documentation, assembly as per SQC1, complete assembly in not more than 60 days after the date of auditor's report, and it is the administrative process. No new changes can be made, no new conclusions can be drawn, no new audit procedures can be performed. If you wish to have any change, that change should only be of an administrative nature. And then retention of this audit file as per SQC1. Children, don't get confused in assembly of audit file and retention of audit file. Assembly is not more than 60 days. Retention of that file means you have to retain it, you have to restore it with you, you have to keep it with you for minimum 7 years from the date of audit report or group auditor's report, as the case may be. Okay. Now moving to an important topic, which is documentation of significant matters and related significant professional judgment. It says significant matters, again, whatever, any matter which came to the into the light of auditor during the course of audit, which might influence or change the opinion or report of the auditor. Something has come. How are you going to document and professional judgment also related to these significant matters? It says judging of significant matters, it requires objective analysis. Again, a question from your. Okay, fine. Documentation of significant matters. It requires objective analysis of your facts and circumstances. Now, what is the difference between, again, a question from MCQ, judging of significant matter is dash objective analysis, subjective analysis, both objective and subjective analysis, none of the above. It is objective analysis. Ma'am, what is the difference between subjective and objective? It is objective analysis of facts and circumstances that only the auditors had only one opinion regarding it. See, objective questions, objective questions, 2 plus 2, everybody will have the same answer, 4. Subjective, if I ask, who likes the movie Chhawa? Somebody of you will say, ma'am, very good movie. Some, no, ma'am, very bad movie. Sheer waste of time. So it is your subjective view. Objective analysis, they say it is only one analysis and only one report can be held for that. One CA saying, no, it is correct. The other saying, no, it is absolutely wrong. No, it cannot be so. It is an objective analysis of the chartered accountant regarding its facts and circumstances. He is analyzing those facts and circumstances objectively. Okay, there are no two thoughts or no two views of the same. It has to be just one view. Okay, so they say significant matters, judging of significant matters requires objective, underline the word objective analysis of facts and circumstances. Now they say that what are the examples of such significant matters? Okay, they say examples of significant matters could be some financial statements which are materially misstated. Okay, are you understanding? Do you know SA 315, 330? Are you aware of SA 315, 330? Come on, quickly reply. There are some material misstatement and auditors' responses to them. Children, quickly reply. Are you aware of SA 315 and 330? Do you know what it is? Okay, I'm telling you, suppose. Yes, ma'am. Okay, you know that. What is material misstatement, children? Okay, what is misstatement? Misstatement is difference between what it is and what it should be. Simply difference between what it is and what it should be. Suppose a building worth rupees 2 crore is appearing in the books of accounts as 5 crore. Okay. Now, what it should be? 2 CR. What it actually is in the books of accounts? 5 CR. What is the difference? 3 CR. That is misstatement. Now, material misstatement. Is that 3 CR material for that entity? Is it a vital figure for that entity? If yes, it is a material misstatement. If no, it is not a material misstatement. Materiality is a benchmark which is set by the auditor for that entity. All right. So they say if there is some kind of risk of material misstatement, significant matter. If there are circumstances that causes auditor significant difficulty in applying necessary audit procedures. For example, I said that the company has a transaction in foreign exchange. Now, this foreign exchange there's a difficulty in valuing these foreign exchange transactions. Why? Because of the complex forex rules. The regulations of forex are a little complex. So whatever it is a significant matter. It might change the opinion of auditor. Okay. Then they say finding that could result in modification to auditor's report. For example, what is a modified report? What is a modified opinion? It is absolutely material. Okay. Yes, Priyanshi. Okay. Now I say, come on. Company has settled a large lawsuit. Lawsuit, you understand? There was a suit against the company, which a company has just settled, and it has given crores of rupees to that person who had sued the company. Now, is this a matter of significance material? Is it a significant matter? Obviously, yes. The users of financial statements should be knowing that crores of rupees of theirs, whose money is it? It is shareholders' money, no? Now, where is the company using that money? Where are they dumping that money? Should come to the knowledge of shareholders. So the auditor is of the opinion, if there was a settlement of say 20 CR, I should mention this in my report and the users of financial statements should be knowing about it. I will mention this in my emphasis of other matter paragraph. So is this a matter? Yes, it is an example of significant matter. All these matters which might change the opinion of the auditor and which might affect the decision of users of financial statement is a significant matter. So these are examples of significant matter. Now coming to what are the factors that affects or that determine the form, content, and extent of audit documentation of significant matter. Mark my words. Earlier we did factors affecting form, content, and extent of audit documentation. Remember, more risk of material misstatement, more documentation, more audit procedures performed, more documentation, more evidence obtained, more audit documentation. Are you remembering? Now it says documentation of significant matters. What are the factors which will affect? They say the extent of professional judgment exercised. Whatever judgment, okay, Pavan Kumar is saying हिंदी में समझा दीजिए. Okay, Pavan, what do you want me to take in Hindi? बेटा दे से सिग्निफिकेंट मैटर ऐसा कोई भी मैटर होता है जिससे कि जो ऑडिटर को ऑडिट करते वक्त मिला जिससे कि उसका ओपिनियन चेंज हो सकता है जो कि यूजर्स ऑफ फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट्स को अफेक्ट कर सकता है. पवन कुमार प्लीज बी विथ मी एंड टेल मी व्हाट यू वांट मी टू एक्सप्लेन इन हिंदी. व्हाट इज प्रोफेशनल जजमेंट बेटा? प्रोफेशनल जजमेंट इज द जजमेंट. हिंदी में समझा दीजिए मैम. यस मैम. पवन कुमार अभी समझ में आ गया ना? तो सिग्निफिकेंट मैटर ऐसा कोई भी मैटर है जो कि ऑडिटर को मिल रहा है ऑडिट करते वक्त जो कि ऑडिटर का डिसीजन चेंज कर सकता है. ऑडिटर को लग रहा है कि आहा अभी तक तो मुझे लग रहा था सब कुछ सही सही चल रहा है. ना 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 ना, गड़बड़ है मैटर. ठीक है, वो सिग्निफिकेंट मैटर होता है. उसी के एग्जाम्पल हमने पढ़े कि क्या क्या हो सकता है. भाई कोई मटेरियल मिसस्टेटमेंट मिल गया, कोई ऐसी चीज मिल गई कंपनी ऑडिटर को ऑडिट करते वक्त, जिससे कि उसको रिपोर्ट में मेंशन करना जरूरी है। उसको लगता है भाई यूजर्स ऑफ फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट्स को ये बात पता होनी चाहिए, शेयर होल्डर्स को ये बात पता होनी चाहिए कि उनका पैसा किसी लॉ सूट के सेटलमेंट में गया हुआ है। ठीक है, आर यू अंडरस्टैंडिंग पवन कुमार? अभी सही है बेटा? ओके मैम, फाइन, all right. Ma'am, what is emphasis of matter paragraph? Okay, this you will study in detail in 700 series where report is discussed. Okay, ऐसे 700. Emphasis of matter paragraph is a paragraph included in auditor's report जिसमें कि ऑडिटर वो बातें बताता है जो उसको लगता है कि यूजर्स ऑफ फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट्स को बताना जरूरी है. It is of the interest of users of financial statements. Are you understanding? Auditor is emphasizing. See, literal meaning समझो ना उसका. Emphasis, emphasizing कि भाई देखो ऐसा हुआ था, कंपनी ने एक लॉ सूट को सेटल किया है जिसमें कि कंपनी ने 20 करोड़ रुपए दिए हैं. I am telling you, otherwise how will the users of financial statements get to know that something of this sort has happened during the year? Are you understanding, Prem Kumar? ये एक पैराग्राफ होता है, ऑडिट रिपोर्ट में दिया जाता है, ऑडिटर उसको लिखता है जिससे कि वो कोई भी फाइंडिंग या सिग्निफिकेंट मैटर उसको लगता है कि भाई हमको ये बताना जरूरी है, हम ये बताएंगे. ही राइट्स दैट मैटर इन ईओएम, एम्फसिस ऑफ मैटर पैराग्राफ में. ठीक है, ये आप डिटेल में पढ़ेंगे ऐसे 700 में. ऑल राइट चिल्ड्रन, ऑल ओके टिल नाउ? Is the example of significant matter and all the examples clear to you? Please write okay so that I can proceed. Come on, children. Is it clear till now? Are the examples of significant matter clear? Okay. All right. I'm proceeding. Now they say कि extent of professional judgment exercise. Professional judgment is the judgment of an auditor where he uses his knowledge, his intellect, his skills to come to a conclusion. कह रहे, will that professional judgment should also be documented? क्या वो भी document किया जाएगा? Yes, it will also be documented. क्यों बताओ मुझे? Because it helps in explaining auditor's conclusion. माँ, ऑडिटर का कंक्लूजन कैसे हेल्प कर रहा है ये बताने में? सपोज कंपनी ने डेप्रिसिएशन लगाया, ठीक ना, ऑडिटर विल सी ना कि इज दैट डेप्रिसिएशन रीजनेबल और नॉट. व्हाट विल ही सी? द मार्केट डेटा, द कंपनी स्टैंडर्ड्स. व्हाट एल्स विल ही सी? company's past estimates. Now he'll say, okay, this amount of depreciation, amount X, depreciation amount put by the company is reasonable. He's going to write why and how has he come to that conclusion that the amount of depreciation is a reasonable one and it is correct. Are you understanding? This is how auditor's conclusion is explained. Why and how have they come to this conclusion? If the stock is valued this, what method have they followed? LIFO, FIFO, weighted average. He's going to document that. Okay, according to this method, I have come to this conclusion that the value of stock is this. There is some kind of title deed of the property. Some matter regarding title deed, whether the property belongs to the company or not. He is going to several documents and there he's writing, I have found a document which states that yes, the property belongs to the company, the title deed is correct. All right. And what? It helps in reinforce the quality of judgment. Now, quality of judgment, again, it is referring to various accounting standards and past precedents while analyzing this complex transactions. Complex transactions, suppose that again coming to that same example, forex transaction. There is some kind of foreign exchange transaction happening. It is, for your sake, understand it as a complex transaction. Now, he's saying, okay, which AS 11 deals with foreign exchange transaction. Okay. Now he's writing, as per AS 11, I have come to this conclusion that the value of this transaction is this. Past precedent. What are past precedents? They say, whatever judgment has been taken, some guidelines of the institute, some notification by the institute, some guidance notes coming by the institute. He's writing in his note, as per this guidance note, as per notification number this, we have come to this conclusion that the value is this. Are you understanding, children? So this is why professional judgment also needs to be documented, because it helps in explaining two things. Auditor's conclusion. How has auditor come to this conclusion? How can he say that the amount of depreciation is this? How can he say that the title deed is correct? Secondly, it helps in reinforce the quality of judgment. Judgment, he has come to this conclusion referring to that accounting standard, referring to that notification, referring to that guidance note of the institute. Are you understanding? Is this much clear, children? Is this much clear? Can we proceed? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Clear, ma'am. All right. Now coming to examples of significant matter. Children, we are taking everything in detail. I have not skipped anything from your study material. The entire study material is being taken up. Okay, so please do not leave anything. Cover each and everything from this topic because it is a very scoring topic. Okay, little trivial thing can come, any small question can come, and it's very scoring. You will be able to answer if you have understood it properly. Coming to examples of significant matters. Now, what are significant matters? They say any indication that financial statements could be materially misstated, any indication that risk of material misstatement needs to be revised. How are you revising? Okay, now this is the materiality. Significant difficulty in applying audit procedure. There's certain difficulty auditor is facing, isn't it? Evidences that could result in modified opinion. Something coming to the knowledge of auditor. He's saying, oh, this coming. Now to have to give a disclaimer that I am not able to obtain sufficient and appropriate audit evidences. Okay, evidences that could lead to emphasis of matter paragraph. Okay, now, coming to a topic that is very important, it might come for a direct question 4 mark. A 4 marker direct question. Completion memorandum and audit documentation summary. Okay, it is very easy and straight away 4 marks question can be asked. All right. Now, what it is? Completion memorandum or audit documentation summary. Audit documentation, again, a summary of that audit documentation. It is also called completion memorandum. Okay. Now, what should it include? It says, what is it? The auditor may consider it helpful to prepare and retain. To prepare and retain. He's also keeping it with him as part of audit documentation. Now, this is also a part of audit documentation. What? A summary of it. It is nothing like you have done the documentation part. You are putting an index on top. Page number this, I have this. Page number 2, I have this. Page number 3, I have this. You're putting a reference, a cover page to it. Okay, a little summary of whatever you have done. Suppose when you will grow old, you will produce your CVs for job. Okay, one is the CV. One is a little write-up of yours as a covering letter to that CV. That myself, so and so, I have done so and so, I am known as so and so, this is my qualification, something, your brief, your little insights, your little synopsis. Okay, so it is just a summary. Now are you able to get what it is? And this summary is a part of your CV, isn't it? This little synopsis, your little insight is a part of your CV. You are putting it as a cover page. So similarly, they say that this summary is a part of audit documentation. When you open your audit file, you have a summary, you have the audit documentation. Are you getting it, children? I hope it is not confusing. Are you able to understand, children? Come on, quickly reply. Is it clear? Yes, ma'am. Okay. So they say that it must include what? Significant matters. This summary is also known as completion memorandum. Repeat with me. This summary is also known as completion memorandum. Is it different from audit documentation? Yes. It is a part of audit documentation. Can we say subset, summary or completion memorandum? Audit documentation, audit file. Are you able to analyze, children? Audit file. Subset, audit documentation. Inside that, summary or completion memorandum. Are you able to analyze that? Large is audit file. Inside that is audit documentation. Inside that is summary or completion memorandum. Are you able to analyze that, children? Suppose you get a question in the exam. What does an audit file include? Does it include a summary or a completion memorandum? Come on, tell me. Does an audit file include summary or completion memorandum? Come on, answer me quickly. Yes. Yes. Why? Because it includes audit documentation. And audit documentation includes summary. Yes. Have you now understood? Okay. So it includes significant. Now, what does this summary include? This summary includes significant matters identified during audit. How are these significant matters addressed? Where was it addressed? How was it dealt with? Okay. This summary may facilitate effective and efficient review and inspection of the audit documentation. Now, when you know that prima facie, this is a significant matter, you will quickly come to audit documentation, open that page where these significant matters and the discussion with the management, discussion with the TCWG was dated, done. Are you recalling? Are you able to recall, children? Are you getting from where is it coming? This summary will facilitate effective and efficient review and inspection of the audit documentation, particularly large and complex audit. Some kind of complexity. Remember, foreign exchange transaction. I'm not giving you too many examples so that you don't get confused. I'm just trying to relate you with that same old example so that it fixes in your brain. Okay. Okay. Then what else? It helps the auditor to consider the achievement of objectives of the relevant individual essay and the overall objective of the audit. That is the entire motive of doing the audit and audit documentation, isn't it? That essay 200. Remember, this 200 is the backbone of all your chapters. Why? Because the entire objective of performing the audit is to obtain reasonable assurance whether the financial statements are free from material misstatement, either due to fraud or error, isn't it? Thereby enabling an auditor to express an opinion whether the financial statements prepared by the management are in accordance with applicable financial reporting framework and to report the findings thereon in accordance with essays. So this entire task is done. Why? Just to achieve that overall objective that all the individual essays have been followed. Very important thing, children. This audit documentation cannot be a substitute of your entire audit. Very, very important that you should remember. It is not a substitute. You can't say, see, I have made this audit documentation. One more very important question which can come for your exam is, can the audit documentation include companies' accounting records, entities record? Yes, it can include. But is it a substitute for accounting records? No, not at all. The entity can't say, here is the documentation and now no accounting records is necessary. No, not at all. And this particular essay, essay 230, will supersede all the other documentation which is done as per other standards. Why? Because as per some other sampling, suppose 530 you are doing sampling, you are noting documentation. Again, audit documentation has to be made. So this audit documentation, this essay 230 will surpass all the other accounting standards when it comes to documentation. Documentation has to be maintained. All right, children, are you getting it? Is it clear? Come on, quickly reply. Children, are you understanding? Quickly reply. Yes, ma'am. So it is no substitute. You have to make it, but accounting records are separate. Documentation is separate. All right. Okay. Now, this individual overall objective and individual essays have been done or not. It helps the auditor to understand and consider, okay, this documentation, because he has made that checklist now. Now he's marking, is this done? Is this done? Is this done? So as to help the auditor in achieving that. So here is why documentation of significant matters is necessary. All right. Then we come to the last topic of this chapter, that is ownership of audit documentation. Now, they say as per SQC 1, see, okay, quickly tell me whose responsibility was it to maintain the audit documentation? Whose responsibility was it? Come on. Auditor's responsibility. Auditors, very good. Auditor responsibility. So if it is his responsibility, then whose property will it be? Auditor's property. If something is done by you, you will say, no, it is my work. No, I will not give it to you. Isn't it? So this audit documentation is the property of auditor. It is as simple to remember. Something you made. And now your friend is asking me, give it to me, some chart you prepared for the bulletin board. Now your friend is saying, give it to me. I will show it to the ma'am and say, I have made this. Oh, no, 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 no. It is my property. I have made it. It is mine. Similarly, this audit documentation, if the auditor has prepared it, it is the property of the auditor. But he may, at his discretion, means at his choice, make portion of or extracts, means if he wishes, he can give some part of his working papers or share with his client. Suppose the client will want to ask, sir, please could you just share this working of depreciation, this method followed LIFO, FIFO, what is, he may give extracts to his client, provided such disclosure does not undermine means lessen the validity of work performed. Or in case of assurance engagement, there are so many engagements. A standard auditing engagement is separate, assurance where you give assurance, certification. You say that you assure that here, the wordings, this you will understand better when you come to that reporting part, SS 700. Okay, where the auditor gives assurance. He is saying he has not performed audit, but he is giving assurance that nothing has come to his view that make him believe. Are you understanding? So this assurance services are some other kind of engagement other than audit. You're not auditing there. Okay, you're giving assurance. You're certifying, you're giving assurance that yes, whatever is done is thing. But you are saying audit has not been performed. You mentioned that words. No audit has been performed. Therefore, no true and fair view is guaranteed from my side. Okay, you give simply assurance. In case of assurance engagement, the independence of the auditor or his personnel is not compromised. Independence, what do you mean by independence? The auditor is not subordinate to the decisions of the person appointing him. He has his own decision to give. He has his own opinion and conclusions for the same. All right. So it is the property of the auditor, but he may give portions at his discretion or at extracts to his client, which does not undermine the validity or independence of the auditor. All right. Now, this completes our chapter. One thing I wanted you to share, I think we missed out that. Just come to the first page. Here. It does not limit. Here it is. Here, it deals with auditor's responsibility to prepare audit documentation of an audit of financial statement. It is to be adapted as necessary in circumstances. Okay, yeah. The specific documentation requirement of other essays do not limit the application of this essay. This is what I told you, that whatever documentation you are maintaining as per other standards, it is fine. But this standard, it is not limited. You have to undergo this essay 230. You have to perform documentation as per this. Okay. All right. This was what I think we skipped, but it is here. Again, one thing, again, I told you that it is not a substitute for your accounting, and your audit documentation may include your accounting records, but it is not a substitute for accounting records. Here, come to this. The auditor may include copies of account entities records as its accounting documents. Means audit documentation may include accounting records. Okay, audit documentation may include accounting records, but it is not a substitute. Means audit documentation is not a substitute for entities accounting record. Please mark this line. It may be asked for your MCQ. Is this clear? We just skipped this point also. Audit documentation is not a substitute for entities accounting record. Have you all noted this point? Is it clear? Accounting records can be part of audit documentation. But audit documentation, you can't say it's a substitute. I have the audit documentation. I am not having the company's accounting records. No, not at all. That is separate. This is separate. Your accounting records may form part of the documentation. All right, children. Is the chapter clear to all? Just ask me any doubt, or we will now take up the questions. We have timely completed the topic, and half an hour dedicatedly I had spared for taking up the queries and taking the questions. So allow me to take up the questions if there is no doubt. Should I proceed, children? Should I proceed? Allow me to continue. Yes, ma'am. Okay. All right. Is it clear? Is everything in this chapter clear to you? Write clear if it is clear. Clear. All right. Okay. Quickly taking up this case study from the material. CA Rajan Pillai is heading an engagement team conducting audit of a company. While audit is in progress, consider the following issues regarding audit documentation. Read it very carefully. Audit program was prepared, assigning responsibilities for different types of work to be performed by different team members. Now, engagement team consists of 4 members. Mohit, who's an article CA final student. Rohit, again an article, Shobhit, paid CA, and Rajan Pillai, partner of the audit firm. The team has determined materiality for financial statement. I have told you about materiality, benchmark setting as per the size of the firm. Okay. The team has assessed risk of material misstatement to be low. Means there is low risk, not high risk. Low risk, low documentation. Try to reconnect. Okay. CA Shobhit is responsible for attending inventory. Who's responsible for inventory? Shobhit. But putting down its documentation part. CA Shobhit has to take inventory and document the same. During the course of audit, many related party transactions, AS18 or Ind AS 24, have come to the notice. Okay. On the basis of the above, answer the following. Work relating to verification of revenue was assigned to Mohit in audit program. However, it was being performed with Rohit actually. Now instead of Mohit, Rohit is doing. Maybe Mohit was engaged in some other work. He could not complete that on time. So the auditor asked, Rohit, come on, you do it. Leave Mohit. Okay. Then verification of trade receivable was planned to be carried out by Rohit in audit program. However, it being performed by CA Rajan Pillai due to last minute practical issues. You know, there was some, And it does happen, children. When you will actually come or perform audit, you will get to know that some kind of issue comes up, that whatever you have been assigned, somehow, sometimes you try to deviate from that plan because something other thing pops up. Okay, which of the following is most appropriate in regard relating to audit documentation? Audit program contains name of person and work to be performed. It is immaterial. The question is most appropriate. Children, you have to read the question very properly, because what happen is whenever it say include, does not include, most appropriate, least likely is not forming part. Most appropriate is actually forming part, and it is most correct. Okay. Now, they say most appropriate. It is said as immaterial whether work assigned to one person is performed by another. Okay. Let's see the next option. It is saying most appropriate. Okay. Audit program was already prepared. Only persons assigned specific responsibilities can perform those duties. ऐसा हुआ? No. Then it is necessary that audit program be suitably updated or notes are given in working papers to its effect so that planned duties are in accordance with actual work performance. What does this mean? It say, suppose your audit program said that Shobhit to take the inventory, Mohit to do this, but instead of Mohit, Rohit did this. So, okay, fine. He can do, provided you update the program. You say, no, now Rohit did it. When he did it, whatever. So simultaneously, this is why we say documentation is to be prepared simultaneously. I think this is most appropriate. Then changes in audit program or notes clarifying the matter are required only when a person not forming a part of engagement team is deputed. Now they are saying documentation is only required when the person who's not doing that part on something someone else apart from audit team is doing. Is it correct? No, not at all. So what is most appropriate? That whatever is done, your program is updated. And what is this audit program? It was included in audit documentation. What does audit documentation include? Program, audit program, analysis. Are you able to recall, children? So they say this program needs to be updated on a timely basis. Is the question and answer clear to you all? Write clear if it is, so that we can proceed. Next question. As regard materiality, which of the following statement is most appropriate in context with audit documentation? Materiality has already been determined. There is no need to put it in working papers. Question is most appropriate. This is not at all appropriate, isn't it? You will not put materiality, that this materiality has been said. Not at all. Materiality depends upon professional judgment of the auditor. Whatever amount has to be determined can be documented. Whatever amount, how is it possible? You have to determine as per the size of the entity. Materiality arrived on the basis of professional judgment along with factors considered in the determination has to be documented. Yes, materiality has to be documented. Then materiality has been arrived upon professional judgment is also depends upon professional judgment of the author whether he wants to document. What is he saying? It is as per the auditor wish. Oh no, he has to document. Okay. All right. Then they say, as regard team's assessment, that risk of material misstatement is low. Low risk. Which statement is odd one? Again, remember odd one. Not first two, they are asking most appropriate, most appropriate. Now this also you will think most appropriate. No. Read the question properly. Odd one, not at all appropriate. Discussion amongst engagement team members and detail of significant matters reached has to be documented. Yes, it has to be documented. Details of risk assessment procedures, obviously we have to document it. Details about how understanding of each component of internal control was obtained. Yes, you have to document. No, how was this functioning? How was this? Okay. Precise calculation of risk of material. Now, calculation of risk of material misstatement. How can you calculate this? Okay, has to be documented. It is not. It is odd one out. These three are very important to be documented. Now, calculation of risk of material misstatement, it is professional judgment. All right. Okay. Now, CA Shobit is responsible for attending physical inventory. Which of the following is not true regarding that in respect to audit documentation? Date on which physical inventory, it's saying not true. Okay. Date on which physical inventory count processes was attended should be documented. Yes, we did it now. Who has done it, to what extent has he done it, isn't it? It may also include photographs of that date showing its attendance. Okay. Details of test counting undertaken. Okay. Details of obsolete goods found. Okay. Report showing that stocks conform to quality control standard in accordance. How do we know that it is as per the quality standard? We are auditors. We are not expert or dealing with that product. We can't comment upon the quality control standards of it. Okay. All right. As regard related party, the following should not form part of audit documentation. Management representation, it has to form part, right? You are getting representation from the management that yes, this is your related party. Related party policies, it has to. Documentations to show that such transaction are at arm's length. Yes, you have to, you must have studied in your AS 18 or Ind AS 24 that such transaction has to be at arm's length. Documentation to show that such transaction are at close length. Close length, there is no term such as close length. It is arm's length. All right. Then, okay. Then we come to this MCQs. Which of the following statement is appropriately suited to preparation of audit documentation? It has to be prepared simultaneously as the audit processes. It has to be prepared 60 days. See, children, here you get confused. 60 days was for, come on, tell me, 60 days, not more than, not even 60 days, not more than 60 days was for which document? Come on, I want the answer from you all. Come on, quick, quick, quick. Come on, children. Audit file. Very, very good. Proud of you, Dhanush. Very good. Audit documentation has to be prepared when information is required by the regulator. No. Audit documentation has to be prepared 60 days after the completion. No, not at all. It has to be prepared simultaneously. This is the first thing we did when we started the topic, isn't it? Okay. Audit documentation is owned by client, team member, regulator, auditor. Which of the following is least likely to be included in audit documentation of a company engaged in manufacturing of export of goods? Okay. Least likely means it is not required to be included in our audit documentation. Previous or audit financial statements. See, we did now audit documentation make include entities report, accounting records. So financial statements can be included. Projected cash flow, again, it is a part of financial statements. Statements showing dispatch of overseas consignment in accordance with such delivery. Now, this is the work of, dispatch things, a sales manager. Statement showing verification of aging. Analysis is included. Aging, you remember? Provision and aging, we did it in analysis. So, what is least likely? C. Are you all understanding the question, children? Is the question and answer to it clear to you all? Come on, quickly write clear. Come on, children, I'm waiting for your response. Others, quickly write clear. Is it clear? If not, please tell me. I'm here to explain again. Okay. Now, correct, incorrect. As per SA 230 audit documentation, the working papers are not the property of auditor. What are they saying? Is it correct or incorrect? What are they saying? Not the property of auditor. Incorrect. Very good. A statutory auditor Okay, there is one more point which will come to this. A statutory auditor of ABC Limited, the branch auditor of ABC Limited is audited by Mr. B. You understand statutory auditor and branch auditor. Suppose there is a holding company ABC Limited. Okay. Now this ABC Limited has branches A Limited, B Limited, C Limited. Understand properly, huh? ABC Limited is the holding company. It has branches A Limited, B Limited, C Limited. A Limited is audited by a branch auditor. B Limited is audited by another branch auditor. C Limited is audited by another branch auditor. Now they say those individual branch auditors must have taken working notes, must have prepared the audit documentation. Isn't it or not? They must have. Now they say, in case of a company, the main auditor, company ABC Limited's company, auditors, he must have done his own audit documentation. They say he has to consider the report of these individual branch auditors. Okay. And he also has the right to seek clarification and visit the branches. He can consult those branch auditors. Sir, listen, I'm seeing to this report of A Limited, there's some problem. Can you just clarify? Fine. But he cannot ask for the copy of working papers from the branch auditors. They are saying this A Limited, B Limited, C Limited individual branch must be having the individual branch auditors who have made their working papers, their audit documentation. They say, okay, you send me that photocopy of your working papers. The branch auditor is not supposed to give his working papers because it is the property of that particular auditor. You say, ma'am, it is the property of the auditor. He's also auditor, another auditor. So they can share. No. He cannot ask for the copy of working papers, and therefore the branch auditor is under no compulsion to give photocopies of his working papers to the principal auditor. Who's the principal auditor? The main auditor of that ABC Limited. Tell me, is it clear to you or should I explain it once more? Let me know if I have to explain it once more. फिर से समझाऊं प्रेम? Prem, should I explain? Are you understanding? This head auditor, this principal auditor, the main auditor of ABC Limited, he cannot ask these branch auditors to give their working papers and share. No, you do your working. Why are you asking their working papers? It is as simple as that. You do your homework and then you're asking your friend, show me your homework. Show me a photocopy. Give me a photocopy of what you have done. It is the property of that individual auditor. Is it clear, children? So here they say, A requests the photocopies of audit documentation of Mr. B pertaining to branch auditor. Can he do? No. He cannot ask for it. Are you understanding, children? Is this clear? Yes, ma'am. Okay. Theory questions. The form, content, and extent of audit documentation depends upon number of factors. List out any such 4 factors. Will you be able to answer this question, children? Come on, tell me. Form, content, and extent of factors that depends upon. Will you able to answer this? Where are we here? Come on, tell me. Form, content, and extent of audit documentation depends upon number of factor. More work, more documentation. Less work, less documentation. Come on, children, tell me whether you will be able to answer this question or not. It's a theoretical question. Form, yes. Size and complexity, risk of material misstatement, results of audit procedures, audit nature, timing, and extent of audit procedure. No, beta. You're getting it confused. Form, content, and extent of audit documentation depends. Yes. Very good. Very, very good. Who's this? Prem Kumar. Arey, you have understood. Very good. Factors. Size complex. What kind of a entity is that? Risk of material misstatement. Audit evidence is obtained. Audit procedures performed. Are you understanding? Will you be able to answer this question? Come on, children, tell me. All of you tell me. Will you be able to answer? Yes, ma'am. Okay. Next. Yes, yes. Very good. Very good. Very good. All right. I'm so happy. Okay. Second, any two purpose of audit documentation. Will Priyanshi tell me this? Purpose of audit documentation. Purpose of audit documentation. Remember, purpose of audit documentation. First three related to engagement team. Last two related to control and supervision. And one more lying in between retaining to records of matter continuing significance. Yes, 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 yes. Very good. First three related to, come on, no. Almas, no. Acha, okay, okay. Yes, Almas, fine, fine. I did not understand this. First three related to engagement team, plan and perform. Very, very good. Okay, very good. I'm so happy. First three related to engagement team, last two related to control and inspection, and the one line retain the records for future references. Is it clear to all? Come on, show me a thumbs up if it is clear. Come on, show me a thumbs up. Very good. Very good. Okay. Define audit documentation also gives example. One, first, three to engage. Very good. Priyanshi, remember the sequence. Very good. Define audit documentation and also give some examples. Will you be able to? What is audit documentation? What is audit documentation? It refers to AP performed, AE obtained, conclusion reached. Audit documentation refers to records of. Children, will you be able to answer this? What is audit documentation? Come on, show me thumbs up if you're able to answer. Yes, ma'am. Okay. Audit documentation summary may facilitate effective and efficient review and exceptions of audit documentation, particularly for large and complex. Will you able to explain that? Completion memorandum. Will you all be able to answer this question number 4? Come on, tell me. All right. Very, very good. Okay. Now we have answers to this. Okay. In addition to this, I will be taking few questions of my own. Let's see who is able to answer them. Okay. Suppose a question comes to you stating dash refers to record of audit procedures performed, relevant audit evidence obtained, and conclusion reached. Dash refers to. What is the answer? Dash refers to record of audit procedures performed, audit documentation. Very good. Okay. Dash may be defined as one or more folders or other storage media in a physical or electronic form containing the record that comprise the audit file. Very, very good. Very good, children. Very, very good. Okay. As per SQC1, an appropriate time limit within which the complete assembly of audit file is ordinarily not more than dash days after the date of auditor's report. Very good. You have to remember 60 days after the date of, a question might come before, after. Okay. All right. Very, very good. As per SQC1, the retention of audit file should be for at least dash years. Very good. Very, very good. Okay. Now another question. Which of the following is not included, or what changes? Okay, I repeat my question. What changes cannot be made to audit documentation during the final assembly process? Listen to me. Sorting, collating. Children, we have missed out this point, I guess. Come on, come on. Changes which cannot be done. Okay, we have missed out this point, I guess. Administrative changes we have done, but what changes? Come on, quickly come to it. It is an important question. Yes, examples of changes included. Come on, all of you be with me. Examples of changes. Okay, audit file changes can be made which should be of administrative nature. Is this much clear? What changes cannot include? What changes does not include? It does not include any new audit evidences. Okay. Come on, children. Example of changes. Are you all with me? Come on, say yes if you are with me. I need to complete this. Examples of such changes include changes to audit files. Children, are you? Superseded. No. Coming to this examples. This might come in your MCQ. Changes such as deleting. What are the changes? Okay. Nana. Deleting or discarding superseded documents. Deleting or discarding. So we are deleting or discarding superseded documents. Sorting, collating and cross-referring the working papers. Sorting, collating means arranging, assembling them in correct sequence. Signing off on completion checklist. What do you mean by signing off? Signing off, like 5 people engaged in the audit team. A, B, C, D. A, when work done, she signs. Done. C, B, whenever his work done, he signs. Done. C, signs. Done. Means signing off on completion checklist. My checklist done, I'm putting a sign, my initials. Documenting audit evidence that the auditor has obtained, discussed and agreed with relevant members of the engagement team. So these are the changes which can be done in audit report. Okay. बेटा सुपरसीडेड डॉक्यूमेंट्स एक्सक्लूजन्स में थे. प्रेम कुमार, इट वाज एन एक्सक्लूजन. व्हाट इज डज नॉट इंक्लूड? सुपरसीडेड, preliminary thinking, incomplete or preliminary thinking, duplicates, copy. Are you understanding, Prem Kumar? This was an exclusion. What we are doing is example of changes. What changes can be made? Are you understanding, Prem Kumar? Yes, superseded documents was exclusions. Children, we missed out this point, but now we have covered. Is it clear to all? You want me to repeat once more? Is it clear? Milan, you want me to repeat or is it clear? Clear. Okay. So what changes can be included? Deleting, repeat with me, deleting or discarding superseded documents, which you have to do. Sorting and arranging or collating the working papers. Then signing off on completion checklist. Then documenting audit evidences the auditor has obtained and discussing with them, with the team members. Is it clear, children? Is it clear to all? Okay, my question on this. Come on, quickly come to this. What are the changes that may be made in the audit document? You can expect a question from this, children. It is important. What changes? My question, what changes cannot be made to audit documentation during the final assembly? Number one, sorting, collating, and cross-referencing of working papers, signing of completion checklist, deleting or discarding audit documentation. Number four, documenting evidences. I repeat, what it does not include. What changes is not included in the audit documentation during the final assembly? Number one, repeat. I'm repeating: sorting, collating, and cross-referencing of working papers, signing of completion checklist. C is deleting or discarding audit documentation. D, documenting evidences. Yes, I said deleting or discarding audit documentation. You can't delete anything from audit documentation. Yes, yes, you can delete or discard superseded documentation. Very good. Now the concept is clear. Now I'm happy that it is clear to you. You see, don't get confused. The answer, you will just remember deleting, discarding. No, this can be done. Deleting, discarding, superseded documentation can be done. Audit documentation, you can't delete or add anything. I said now the changes cannot be of something which is adding value, or you can't draw new conclusion, or you can't perform new procedures. Okay. Is the chapter clear to all children? My chapter is complete. My explanation is complete. You will be getting notes along with few questions which are some or in the other manner taken up in the class. Okay. Did you enjoy the class? Did you like the class? Was it clear? Okay. Will you remember this topic? Will you revise it once? Will you revise it once? It will be very clear. Okay. All right. So I'm taking this promise from you that you will revise this chapter very well so that it is there. Yes, ma'am, I will revise it. Okay. So with this, should we take a leave? Should we call off this session? Okay. It is not a matter of completing in one day. It is a matter that you understand the concepts. And if the concepts are clear, it is just the limit, then you can answer all the questions. All right. Any doubt, anyone? Okay, easy chapter tha. Okay, good. Easy chapter. Do not take it for granted. Please do it properly for your exam. It is going to come for 4 to 6 marks and it will be very scoring. Please trust me. Okay. Now, any doubt in this chapter, please quickly tell me, or if it is clear, write clear. If doubt, please ask. From my end, the chapter is over. Clear, ma'am. Anyone, any doubt? Clear, ma'am. Okay. Okay. All right. It was clear to most of you. I'm happy for that. Okay. All the best to all of you. Please revise this chapter. Thank you, Pawan. Thank you all. Thank you all for your patient listening and sitting there for long 2.5 hours. Thank you so much. Okay.
Thank you, Nancy, thank you, Sakshi ma'am, for this very interactive lecture. And thank you, students, for your actively participation. So today we have completed a chapter number 6, audit documentation, which is based on essay 230. In this chapter, we have covered Essay 230, nature and purpose of audit documentation, form, content, and extent of audit documentation. Then we have studied about audit file and assembly of audit file, the duration of completion of audit file, and the inclusions of audit documentation, ownership of audit documentation. So if you're having any doubt, any query regarding this chapter or subject, you can ask in the chat. You can ask in the chat. And before coming to the next class, you have to revise this chapter. You have to revise up to chapter number 6, 1 to 6, because if you will not revise it simultaneously, you will pile up the things and it will be very difficult to revise later all of the chapters. So, yes, Rahul, this chapter is important and you cannot leave this chapter. You cannot leave any chapter. Each and every chapter is important. And why to leave this chapter? This chapter is very short and easy. Yes, yes, this chapter is easy. And any type of question can be asked, MCQ, descriptive, or case study based. Any type of question can be asked from this chapter. Yes, okay, clear. So, any doubt, any other doubt, anyone else can raise their hand or type in the chat. No doubts. So, today we have also covered the descriptive questions and some MCQs ma'am have covered. Okay. So no doubts are there. I think everybody is clear. Pawan Kumar is saying no, ma'am. This subject is completely Yes, each and every chapter is interrelated, Priyanshi. Yes, you are right. Nothing can be left out. So in exams, you have to cover each and every chapter because September is not very far. Okay, so our next class is scheduled on Wednesday, that is 23rd of April, in which we will be starting our chapter number 7, completion and review. So before coming to next class, revise this chapter, okay, and refer Saransh for the revision of this chapter. And the notes of this chapter will be uploaded by tomorrow on the portal. And you can refer model test paper book for the revision of the questions. Okay. Anyone else? Any doubt? No. So, okay. So, thank you, Sakshi ma'am. And thank you,
ma'am.
students.
Thank you.
Yes, Divya, you can.